Hi, everybody. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
Together we are.
Ryan and John.
On the couch, as always, Kara Tafoya.
Hello.
And the lovely Annie Descove-Scoveman.
Hi.
Always fresh, never frozen. Guys, did you ever do like a school play when you were like a kid?
Yeah.
Like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like public discourse about it? Were people like roasting your performance on TikTok?
No, but honestly, maybe they should have.
Yeah. Well, that has happened this week to a one Northwest child of Kanye and Kim Kardashian.
She's 10, right? Is
I
she
believe
10?
Yeah.
she's 10. How old is she?
She's 10.
She's
I
10.
think she's older.
She might be 11.
You know, the best part about this
remember-
show is the
No, I
research,
think
the
she's older.
extensive research
Wait,
we
do you
do.
remember how big of a deal it was when she was born and they found out they were naming her Northwest?
Yes.
That was like the craziest
it was
thing
so
to me.
crazy. It was like the kickoff of all the weird names because then Blue Ivy came down.
No, no. Gwyneth Paltrow had already started that
Oh,
trend
yeah,
with
sure.
Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow's kid's name Apple?
Apple.
I have a cousin named Apple.
Hey, so
It's
not
a
that weird.
great name.
So totally normal name.
That's actually
normal.
completely normal, believe it or not.
Okay, so
Okay, I have a cousin named Brinkley.
yes,
She's 10.
she's 10. She's turning 11 this
She
year.
looks so much older.
Northwest, she was a part of a Hollywood Bowl concert this weekend.
Yes.
She played the role of young Simba and sang "I Just Can't Wait to Be King." You know, like
I wish
any
we could play it
10-year-old,
here, but
we
it'll
can't
probably
play it.
get-
It'll
it'll
get
probably
copyright
taken down.
stricken. But just go ahead and type it into your TikTok and check it out because it got absolutely dragged across the coals.
If you haven't seen it yet, you're in the wrong area of the internet to
Yeah.
watch the show.
So, just a little background.
Give it.
The Hollywood Bowl does this all the time. They'll do anniversaries and they'll play live orchestra.
Okay.
They'll either do like just orchestra with the movie playing in the background, or
Okay.
they'll do like a live thing. So they did Mamma Mia, and Dove Cameron played Sophie. And they'll do like
I remember they did a Little
kind of stuff
Mermaid
all the time.
one, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
do live ones all the time, but it's always like the people who are celebrity known are always good.
yeah.
is that so? Do you think so? I mean,
Yes.
or
They're
is it
supposed to
like
be good.
They're supposed to be good.
like a stunt casting thing?
oh, it's stunt casting, but it's good stunt casting. Like Dove
Okay.
Cameron was amazing.
yeah, that's
She also
crazy.
did, I want to say she did a Little Night Music too at the Hollywood Bowl. She's really, really good.
Northwest, on the other hand, and not to say like you can't be talented at 10 years old. It's not like, but obviously
there's kids on Broadway who,
they obviously haven't put
You
her
know.
through any like training. She's just
No.
like,
I think they just thought she'd be popped out talented, and she wasn't.
she's just like a medium okay singer, which like every 10-year-old maybe that watches Disney movies is.
Yeah.
But not at the Hollywood Bowl.
It was pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
The worst is watching. There was a mom on TikTok of another kid who was up for the role.
Yeah.
And her account of like, they had put out on this casting call. They said like, we want a super talented kid. We want a no name, like someone who has experience but like hasn't hit it big. And they'd gone through all of this, testing and auditions. And they said that they had heard the rumor that there was a famous family in the industry trying to get their kid, like trying to like buy their way in. And they said they're sitting in the like final audition room and Kim Kardashian and Northwest walk in and the mom was like, you've got to be kidding me.
the mom literally is like, they're probably like, what sucks is I know this mom is probably like flying in from Michigan every single audition.
Yeah,
Like,
that's probably how it is.
or New York.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, and she's like, my daughter's been on Broadway
would be
and it
so
was given
crazy.
to her.
You're like, we think we got it. And
Then that
Like,
happens.
who could possibly walk in the door that has that much power? Oh my God.
And the worst part is it's like, it's one thing, like, because Nepo Babies is a huge industry
We
right
love
now, right?
Nepo
Like, we
babies.
talk about Nepo
Yeah.
Babies all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's an industry.
I will say a vast majority of Nepo Babies are talented because they've had the
Yeah.
insane resources to become talented.
Okay, broad strokes, but maybe.
But I would say like most
They're
of the
given
Nepo
the
babies-
opportunity more.
Yeah, in Hollywood, you'd
Always.
see kind of make it their own with obviously with the huge step up they have from being a Nepo baby. But like North wasn't good. Like it would be one thing if it was
Right.
like, oh, Northwest. Oh, and she was pretty good. No, she sucked.
Yeah.
It's like
Poor
thinking
thing.
of like the producers or anything. When she did audition, they probably literally were like, nope.
Yeah.
Immediately were nope. And then the like main producer of the Hollywood Bowl was probably like, oh, well, they're donating $5 million.
Right.
So you have to.
and that's my point is like that's normal. Like for a 10-year-old to not be a great singer performer, like those kids that are on Broadway are freaks of nature because they like dedicate their lives to being, you know, like not having a childhood and
Yeah.
going to perform. Like, but so get one of those to
Yeah.
like be on stage. Like, why put this poor
For
girl
the
through it?
easiest song. Oh. I'm like,
I
it's
love
not
Lion
like
King.
and since it was the anniversary, it's not like it was just all random people. They brought back all the original voices.
Nathan Lane was awesome.
So it literally was like they
So
already had
sad.
that stunt. They already had the celebrities.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
they didn't get the kid who sang it in the. Well, I guess it was a couple
It
years
doesn't
ago
sound
now.
the same.
No, I'm saying
like going
the
through puberty.
live action one they just recently did.
Oh, the live action. Yeah, they did it like 5 years ago, right?
Remember? Yeah, but I guess now they're
Probably
probably
puberty.
a
Dude,
teenager.
you guys know about
Yeah.
the Simba voice actor? How like revolutionary his contract was when he was the voice actor for Simba,
No.
like the adult
No.
Simba. He was like the first person, this is why Disney doesn't do it anymore. He took a percentage of the music.
Oh.
They were paying everybody out, and the guy's like, and he was like the best for the job, and he got like to the final stage, and he's like, they're about to sign on the dotted line, and he's like, I want 3% of the money, and they're like, we don't really do that, and he's like, well, I want it, and they did, and he's still
Wow.
raking in money every year from the soundtrack.
I'm surprised Nathan Lane's people didn't get that for him.
I think a lot of people didn't know it was possible, and then Disney after that like fully stopped it.
Okay,
'cause
so
they realized-
what does older Simba sing? Can you feel the love tonight?
I don't know what he sings.
inside me.
Yeah.
And the end of Hakuna Matata.
It means no worries
Yeah.
for the rest of your day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
They got
so
it.
good.
I remember reading an article about that. It was so fascinating. And it was
Yeah.
like Disney at the time didn't really know what they had with Lion King. So they were like, sure, like, whatever. Like, yeah, we'll give them 3. It was a really low percentage. But like when you look at the grossing amount of the Lion King soundtrack, even today, yearly,
yeah.
it makes a lot of money.
Dang. Original voice of Simba, Matthew Broderick.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Love that guy. Ugh.
Gosh, that's crazy. Listen,
Yeah.
I love kids.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, same.
Same.
I mean, okay.
There's one kid that has captured my heart.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And you know what I'm going to say.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons? Mother, I would be delighted to attend the Four Seasons.
I showed Jordan that video, and she was, before it even got to the funny part, she was shocked that the kid said me so well at his age. She's like, what is going on there?
But then it came out that this kid is actually older and is just bald.
He kind of looks older.
It's a girl.
Oh, she looked older to
Yeah.
me.
I know they did.
girl.
Wait, how old is it?
How old is it? No, I was wondering the same thing.
People were saying that she's like 16 months. So she's a year and a half.
Still,
But she looks like a
the
baby
way
because she
said
doesn't have hair.
me, though, was like,
Me.
And she did this with her little finger.
I
She
saw-
went-
the comment section of that video is A, toxic, but B, hilarious.
All the videos that have come out after
Yes.
of them being all bougie at the Four Seasons, I'm like, this
Oh,
family
because-
doesn't need this fame.
No, it blew up so much. The Four Seasons like sent them. They like paid for their vacation.
Even though
on
they
the-
were going there anyways.
This family was on the news and did a whole like thing about it, and and then the news. It was like on the Today Show or something, and they were like,
Yep.
They were like, okay, now we got to ask your daughter a question. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons? And she goes, me. Like
It's so funny.
Again, she does it again.
Yep, she
like
goes, "Me."
She goes me.
that's what Jordan was saying is, because first she was like shocked at the way that, the child said me, just how
Yeah.
articulate it was. And then she was like, oh, I guess a lot of kids at that age, they'll repeat anything. She's
Yeah.
like, it must be like a learned behavior.
Yeah.
Like she just has done it so many times. But
Yeah, I saw a
Crazy.
comment that was like, this baby is like mentally older, because you can see like she goes me, and then you can tell like she revealed too much of herself, so she like pretends to be a baby. She goes like she's like,
so
oh,
good.
I gave up the act.
For people who haven't seen the video, first of all, Go look up Four
Wrong
Seasons,
part of the
baby.
internet, by the way.
Yeah, get out of here. First of all, I doubt you're watching our show if you haven't seen that video. But it's this dad's holding this little baby, and it's like another little kid, and the mom asks everyone like, "Who wants to go Four Seasons?" And the baby responds like that, and the little kid does too. So I'm like, they must be regulars at the Four Seasons.
Me.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
they're
what's so
like,
crazy
Who wants to go to
about-
the Four Seasons again?
That's just so crazy about giving them a free trip. It's
Mother.
like they
Yeah.
clearly have been a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, and then now they're giving them a free trip. I'm like, do they need it? Probably not.
Who wants to go to the Four Seasons?
Where
Orlando?
do you think we can do a video like that? Like, where can we go?
Probably like
babies.
the
Who wants to?
the Milwaukee
Who wants to go
like
to the Hilton?
Best Western.
Who wants to go to Barona?
Who wants to go to Siquan? Me.
Mother, I would be delighted to go to the Four Seasons Orlando
That was so
with
good.
you.
And they turned that out so quick.
So quick.
So good.
I love the internet for that because like the
You know,
joke
some
that's
guy
on the tip
saw
of your
it
tongue.
and immediately like went to his office and was like,
Yes.
started editing it.
Love it.
Like who's the? Well, there was that genius guy who got all the viral songs. He did the corn song. He's like known for doing
Yes.
all the viral
Oh,
stuff.
that was the guy that did
Big lump nose.
Anybody Got Time for That?
That had a like
Or the
chokehold
Bed Intruder,
over
the
the,
Bed
summer
Intruder
last
song.
year. You remember that? Like that
Yes.
song was everywhere.
Yeah.
You went to the
Big
fair,
lump
you could hear it almost at every booth. It was playing.
Just like in 2011 when he's climbing in your window and snatching your people up. Hide your
crazy.
kids,
Hide
hide your wife.
hide your kids.
He
hide
literally
your
he
wife.
was in hibernation and then Corn Kid came and he's like,
It's crazy because I think I saw like a short interview with him where he was like, yeah, we were just trying to go out and like find funny clips, and they were like interviewing kids at it was like at one of those pumpkin patches, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then he,
Well, that's
he
like,
knew it immediately.
That's like the funny videos
Awesome.
of kids a long time ago, like the turtle kid. The I like turtles.
I like turtles.
And then Aislinn hits us with, "Oh, I went to school with him.
yeah.
I grew up with him."
Yeah, we were watching like a Vine
Oh, wait.
compilation.
Yes.
Our friend Aislinn goes, "Oh yeah, like that kid went to
Like we went to
prom with my
elementary,
friend.
middle school together.
He's like 18 now.
Yeah.
you know, 20
Remember
something
Charlie
now.
bit my finger? That's a long time ago.
Charlie bit me.
Charlie bit me.
So
Where
must-
are they now?
We
How
must
old is
be
Charlie?
at like a turn of
Old.
you know.
They did a video
internet culture.
recreating it when they were older.
There's always like a baby that's like really capturing our hearts.
Yeah.
There was like Charlie bit my finger,
bit my
right?
That was a
big
and
YouTube,
then
right?
for a couple
Yeah.
years we had a peanut butter baby.
Oh yeah.
Does that feel good?
So good.
And now we're in a new era. We've got a Four
we got
Seasons
Four
baby.
Seasons baby.
Me.
And before that, it was the Gerber baby.
Oh God! Wow.
Before that, it was the baby in the sun at Teletubbies.
oh
True.
wow, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Deep cut. Deep.
Wow.
People love babies.
Yeah, this rabbit hole goes really far down. Sure.
Yeah. Wow. Don't keep going.
Okay.
I was thinking through the whole Nepo baby conversation.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about it on the show, probably have. But do you think if you were that famous, would you use your fame to get your
I
kid
was
in?
just thinking about that, and
We
yes,
have talked
of
about
course.
it. Oh, you would.
Of course. I feel like it's the same as the Taylor Swift private jet thing. Like, of course I'd use it.
It's in the same line too of people who don't leave inheritance for their kids. They're like, my kids need to earn their money, and I'm like, I don't really get that, you know?
It's all like the people that are upset, like, just don't have a private jet. Like,
I think people who don't leave large inheritances for their kids, like say they're really famous,
Sure.
have been rich too long. I think like there's like a cycle. I think there's probably like, you know, someone in their family, you know, strikes rich or
Right.
whether off something, and they take care of the next 3 generations or so, and that third generation's like, well, my kids never learned how to work hard, so I'm not going to give it to them. And I'm like,
it's
you've
like
just
a
been rich too long.
what's that thing? Hard times make hard men make better times make soft men make bad times, right? It's like
Yeah.
let's say I was poor. Let's say I was poor.
Let's just pretend.
Like if
for a
I'm
second.
poor and I make my fortune, I'm like, okay, I don't want my kids to have to work for a fortune. Like I worked so hard, so I give my fortune to my kids.
Right.
My kids never learned how to work because they inherited my fortune, so they don't give it to their kids because they're spoiled. Those kids, you know, etc. Right? Like it's like we become
Yeah, it's so crazy
the
because
opposite
I get
what
wanting
we were.
to help your kids, but then at the same time, this is how my human nature works. Like I had a friend who was they were going to move out and they were going to get in an apartment and their parents were like, oh, like well, we you know, we've worked so hard to like build, you know, our life, and we want you, and they gave him enough money for the down payment of their house to buy a house.
Awesome.
And I was like, kind of like, that's tough to take from me. And but then I'm like, you're sitting here being like, I'd help my kid. So I'm like, I get kind of the human nature part of it, where you're like, you want to be like, yeah, I would do that if I were them. But then at the same time, when it happens to somebody close to you, you're like, that sucks. I want to buy a home too. you
Yeah.
know? But
I
I've
think it's like a capitalism thing. Like
Yeah.
we're always pitted against each other at all times. Like that somebody gets a leg up, we're like, no, like you need to earn that. Like, why do we have that sense of like you didn't work? Like that's also the same like thing. We're like so against like this idea of communism. Like everybody gets a piece.
Okay, Ryan. Yeah.
No,
Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm serious.
Let
I'm
him
serious.
cook, let him cook.
Like if we're not in a, like that sort of thing, this like socialist environment where we're like, oh, Annie didn't work for her piece.
Yeah.
Oh.
okay, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. Just taking
No.
a pause in the show here.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. No, I
we
that's what I'm saying.
have we have that built into us already. Like if somebody else is like not working for their share,
Yeah.
then we're like, hey, like they, you know, we point fingers at them.
It's
right?
crazy how much I feel like I've been fighting against what society has built inside of me. I know that's really
Oh,
deep,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's
But
a
this is
deep
this is
cut.
one of those things where you're like, yes, like my heart and my head's going like, yes, like, you know, and for example, my brother just bought a house, and
Yeah.
I couldn't be more stoked for him. Like
Awesome.
I'm like, dude, like that's awesome, and I'm like, someday I'm gonna buy a house. I don't know when that's gonna be, but but then like there's like my friend that I mentioned. It's like I immediately am like, that's annoying. And I'm like,
I have watched in my own life where like my like you know the like eldest generation worked really hard to get where they are and kind of set up that next generation to take over. That next generation worked hard but didn't have to work as hard because they kind of got it handed to them. And so then that trickles down where it's like, well, I'm going to do what he did for me. I'm going to, you know, help that next generation. And then that generation didn't have to really work at all.
Do anything.
And then you just see this huge plummet of like, they don't have any life skills and they don't have, you know, like they're just like relying on that group before to like, you know, kind of cover them.
Yeah.
And you look and you're like, oh my gosh, like we've created this monster.
So how do you
By,
I
like,
mean, how do
wanting
you
to do
prevent
better.
that? Yeah.
Well, then I look in like my life and I feel like that happened, but instead it wasn't so much of like, oh, like, you know, they did this for me, so I'm going to do it for them. It's like, no, they did this for me and I'm so grateful and I'll do the best I can for them. But like, I'm not going to deliver everything, you know, it's not like I'm going to take and not give. It's like, I'm going to be grateful. And in my way, I'm going to give as what I can that will set them up for a good future the way the people did before.
Right.
Instead of being like, because if you do that, I think that's the toxic pattern. It's like with those Nepo babies, it's like, well, I got a seat at the table, so I'm going to get them a seat at the table and a Ferrari. And then that next generation is going to get a seat at the table, a Ferrari, and $1 million mansion. Like,
And who can police that? You know, like what is the acceptable amount of nepotism
I think the
that a
reality
person
is
can benefit from?
It's a downward spiral, and it's not even that it needs to be policed. It's going to crash and burn if it's like on its own.
But wouldn't
which we
you
see.
Okay, devil's advocate here. If you
Okay.
it's not Taylor Swift.
Yes, Mr. Communism, go.
It's not Taylor Swift, but you have a well-off parents. Let's say you had a great life, the life you have now, you've had, you know, whatever, you went to school, you got to go to college, whatever, and then you found out later in life that your parents had access to a private jet. And you were like, what
the hell?
And they're like, we wanted you to come up right. We didn't want you to have access to our private jet because we worked for it, but you never got a chance to work for it. I'd be like, screw you. I'm never talking to you again. My whole childhood, I had a private jet and you never let me even know about it.
I think I
because-
would respect it.
Bullshit.
I think I'd be pissed when I was younger.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed for the rest of my life.
See, at some point, the reality is, I think if they had done that, the goal is to instill a work ethic in you. And at that point, I think I would have like had that.
yeah.
And I would have been
tough.
like, you know, like, yeah, it sucks that you had this private jet. Because at the point of like, they're revealing the private jet, like you can use it from that point. Right?
Maybe. I don't know. Depends on
Here's
how.
here's
Like,
my
you have a
thing.
parents
private
are.
jet, you still
I
can't
think-
use it.
Yeah.
I think, okay, in the scope of Northwest being Simba at the Hollywood Bowl,
Uh-huh.
I can understand. I think it's okay to be a nepo baby in the sense that like your parents have the power to get you a seat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had those means, yeah, I'd get my kid a seat. I'd get my kid an audition.
Sure.
But I think I'd go in and be like, listen, it's on you. It's your own talent and your own work to get that gig. I can have my people call their people and get you an audition. And then I think
But
I would
that's
have
the nepotism.
But that's the nepotism. But I think I would reach out and be like, listen, like if they're not fit for it, don't take them.
Yeah.
Like
You'd undercut your
I would
kid's audition.
Well, because
You'd be
the
like,
reality
listen,
is, I wouldn't like
she's
I
not a
wouldn't
great
want
singer.
the weight of my immense talent and wealth and
Yeah.
stunning good looks.
Okay.
Heard.
You're brave, by the way.
Thank
Dang,
you.
you are brave.
To impact my kid because I worked hard for those things. Okay, so it's like I would want it to be like, listen, don't do this for me because I don't give a shit. If my kid's not good, my kid's not good. But like they have to figure that out on their own.
Don't do it for me. Do it for you.
No.
I also heard a rumor that was not true, but I heard like somebody was like joking. They did they were obviously not a producer, but they started off serious about like, this is how it all went. And they used the same story. And at the end, they're like, he's like, Northwest started singing, and about 30 seconds in, the casting director said that we have enough, all that we need to see. And then Kim came over and brought over a stack of $100 bills and said, I think you need to see more. And then they gave her 8. And then the casting producer was like, we'll give you 8 more notes. And then Northwest saying 8 more notes. And then she came over with more money. And it was just so funny to
That's
me.
hilarious.
Because
It
that is
started
what
off
happened.
real, and then halfway through you got like, oh, this isn't real.
This is
It's
fake.
okay.
This is so fake.
I will say, loved her outfit, and I want it. The
Oh, really?
like yellow
You
Simba.
should be that for Halloween.
Oh wow.
That's so good. It's like a
I'm
parka
Northwest
situation.
Simba for Halloween. I'm not just Simba for Halloween. I'm
Northwest as Simba.
That's hilarious.
That is a deep
Northwest
cut.
Simba.
And then they say like, "Oh, are you Simba?" You'd be
Ooh.
like, "No, I'm Northwest."
I got a lip sync battle coming up this summer. Hold on.
Oh, you do.
Oh shoot, that
That's
would be
funny.
so funny.
What do you think about that, Kara?
Oh,
Oh,
Good,
really?
good,
Okay,
Kara,
good.
good.
Interesting.
Yes, yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Oh, wow.
heard.
Kara got taken.
Yeah.
She got taken.
Oh,
Oh,
my God,
she's
they returned
back.
her. They didn't like
she's
her.
Back, she's back.
She got taken and they.
Hey.
That's a goal.
How'd
If
it
you
go?
ever get kidnapped, is they don't like you.
You know,
enough.
when I do this, it means keep going and not
we
draw
did.
attention to it.
Oh,
we
we did
did,
keep
and I
going.
tried to keep going, and they.
I know.
By the way,
I know.
this stopped me in my tracks.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know.
I was
That
like,
means keep
what?
going.
What?
It also means home run. Just
I knew exactly what Kara meant, and I
thought-
tried,
okay.
Kara.
Okay. By the way, comment below. Does this mean keep going or shut it down?
No, this is keep it
Shut it down.
rolling. Keep
Shut it down.
rolling.
Why
in
would
my
that
mind,
be
this is-
shut it down?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I want you to
Ryan's
know
mind-
that in parade signals, this
Oh.
means go faster.
Whoa. Kara. Go ahead and put the headphones on because I just transitioned.
You didn't hear it, but it is a transition.
Kara,
Oh, transition?
yeah,
Yeah.
Kara, big parade girl.
Talk about parades
Big
now.
in parades this summer.
I'm in 2 pretty big parades.
Wow.
Your
You're
outfits,
brave.
your outfits could not be more stark, but you are in 2
My
different.
outfits look like Seussical.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They really do.
One of them, it is the Lego World Parade.
Okay.
It is the very first parade in North America. There's only been one other in Lego. That was in Germany.
Oh, okay. That was so confusing.
You're talking about North American Lego.
Lego.
Okay.
Hold on.
Out
You
of all
said-
the Lego
You said it's the
lands in
first
America.
parade in North America.
Yeah, for Lego.
Okay, got it.
It's been very big.
Huge.
I didn't go to very many rehearsals because
Okay, don't tell
was
that
busy.
part. Don't tell us that part. Tell us the part.
the songs.
What's your job?
Well, it's out now.
No, what's your job in it?
I'm flags. Make sure you say the L. Flags.
Okay, great.
It's pretty much color guarding.
Great.
awesome.
Can you give us a little taste of it?
In a 1, in a 2, in a 1, 2, 3.
lyrics.
Getting started, dancing in the street.
There's lots of feet happening if you can't see
Oh,
it.
you walk
This
the
is
entire
a great.
time.
This
It's
is a great
praise.
podcast.
We do,
I'm going to describe for the listeners. Kara is waving a flag.
yeah, and I'm twirling it, and I'm
I've
scooping
got to
it,
see this parade.
and
have got
so
to
this
see
one
parade.
specifically is a lot of like formation changers. There's 4 of us with giant flags, and we're going in and out. We're crossing each other
Yeah.
down the whole path.
All around.
Then there's something
it out.
called a show stop,
When in doubt.
which is when everything stops in its
Right
tracks.
here, right?
No, that's bad.
Oh.
You don't do that.
X out. That's
Xing
shut it
out.
down.
That's like-
I thought
that's
the
like
show was
down.
over,
Shut
right?
it down.
No. A show
thought
stop
this
is
was
when
shut
it
it down.
stops in its tracks.
Oh, okay,
and we
got
all
it.
set our props down and we do a fun little interactive dance.
like the Pixar parade.
Yes. We do a little
Legoland's
dance.
taking a little
And
break
then
from Disney, huh?
it starts again and you keep going. And it's just all parades are like that. Which I didn't realize there were like show stops like that. I
Well,
thought
some of
it just
them
kept
are.
going.
I feel that I've seen a few parades that just keep going.
There's a lot of Disney ones that don't
Mother
stop.
Goose Parade.
Okay.
I was in the Mother Goose Parade.
I was too. So many years.
What?
I did stop. I did junior grade.
I did traditions of Christmas stuff.
I once held. I had to go to the bathroom at the start of the Mother Goose Parade one time, and I held it.
Did you go in the bucket?
3.5 hours for the whole parade, the whole length of the parade.
I would have just peed.
Did you get a UTI?
No, but I'm sure it's going to come back to haunt me.
Oof.
You're
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying, though?
Just later on.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I got
Like health issues. I don't know. Probably going to
So
be
there's
a
that.
problem.
we have
gonna
the
track it back to
Lego.
that
Just,
moment.
we're gonna go back.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Parade.
There's that Lego parade. I haven't yet been able to do it yet because it's
Okay.
only weekends right now.
Right.
Then over at SeaWorld, originally thought Ryan and I both were given like prop pusher for this
Ryan, are you
parade.
not in it?
I withdrew
So
myself
here we go. Here
from
we
the
go.
parade.
So easy peasy. We were like, oh, prop pushing. Easy. Like
not
they
easy.
normally we were told like, oh, you're given like an ice cream cart and you're dressed like an ice cream man.
Not
and you're
easy.
like walking around the parade. I guess at the start of every year, there's kind of like a what's gotten approved for this parade. The prop pushers were not approved. But guess what was?
What?
Flags.
Wow.
Your flags times 2.
And let me tell you, Legoland's is
best.
more like walking and like changing.
Cyril
Positions?
in the work.
SeaWorld is freaking like, oh my God, there's one part where I have to twirl this flag 8 times in a row fast. Like,
Really? So were you practicing at home?
how can you practice at home?
You can get
Get
a
a
flag,
flag.
on Amazon for sure.
No, I don't need to practice at home.
Idiot. Get a flag.
I know what I'm
So-
getting you for your birthday.
Step one.
So for this one, I was like, oh, maybe it's like Legoland too. There's also a show stop. So I'm also not very many rehearsals for this one. I learned the flag part, and then it's like, okay, now you have to learn the dance.
Oh no.
The dance for SeaWorld's is a lot easier than Legos. Legos is very like, they're being very particular about it because it's the first parade. So they're like, we want it to be perfect.
All out. All stops.
Yeah, where Legos is more like fun and laid back, and we have bubble wands at one point. And then we go back into the parade and flag. But
Yeah.
my arm, let me tell you, my right shoulder
Work.
is going to be buff baby.
Buff baby.
Buff baby.
Can't tell
Yeah.
if that's more buff or more baby, but
Buff baby.
I don't know
Buff
if I
baby.
talked about my onstage experience
I
over at
can't
SeaWorld.
wait to see you on stage.
You just
I-
knocked over so many cards.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Sorry.
worry about it.
But it pretty much, I'm with that show, that one show, I'm tapped out, like performance wise. I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
so,
You
so I
use
was
all
like,
your,
I used all my mojo
Okay.
for this one show.
They
And
literally
felt
came
like
up
you
to
lost your
us
sparkle.
and
yeah,
there's a couple.
no, my sparkle's gone. Absolutely.
They literally were like, "Oh yeah, we know that you guys would be able to pick up this parade so fast."
and they're like, so you can just go to a couple of pickup rehearsals. And I was like, let me stop you right there. No.
No way.
I literally was
No
like,
way.
I'm good.
He went, "Actually, I'm okay.
I'm totally
good."
fine. Carol was
You
like,
said that?
Carol's
I
like,
was like,
I'll
I'm in-
perform
I'm in it.
anytime, anywhere. You just tell me the stage and I will dance on it. I'm like, yeah.
You said that for real?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Listen,
I'm
if I
tapped
know
out.
one thing about Ryan, do not dull his sparkle.
Do not dull the
I only
sparkle.
have so many like beans in my basket.
Sparkles.
I want to put them all into this show.
This
you know?
How am I
SeaWorld
supposed to
show.
give
Yeah.
my all to the show when I'm splitting it
supposed
between a
to
parade?
You want me to
and
take
here?
my beans and split them?
I mean, you could do that, but
A few beans over here.
You're not gonna like
a few
it.
beans over here. That's.
I'm gonna just say, let's stop talking about your beans.
I'm just saying, like I only have a certain amount of beans to give.
That's so good.
Anyway.
If you separate, Annie, here's the thing: if you
God.
separate my beans,
It's gonna hurt.
it's gonna hurt.
There is a day
Not
coming
just
up
me, but everyone
where
involved.
Ryan and I are both working on the same
I
day.
know. I was telling
I
Annie
know
about it.
I know. It's in my calendar.
What day is it?
June 12th.
June
Okay,
10th.
I'll be there.
June 10th.
I'll be there.
Do you guys want to know something? we had like a preview night, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just like pass holders, whatever, come to this thing.
There's a preview for friends and family, which you invite your friends and family to come and sign them in.
Crazy.
And then there's like
and then there's a preview
pass
for
holder
pass
preview.
holders. This is like people that
which
go to the park all
everyone's
the
a
time.
pass holder.
Turns out a bunch of YouTubers and
Yep.
like social media people show up, and the next
I need
morning,
to look for it on
Why
YouTube.
would they?
it wasn't my show. It was another one of our cast member shows. Was already up.
Hers
on
was the
YouTube.
friends and family
and
one.
and it was like brand new show at SeaWorld this summer. Like was like the caption. I'm
I need
like,
to I
I
search
hadn't
YouTube
even
right now.
considered the fact that this little horse and pony show we're doing, like people come to and maybe like love it.
Really?
Yikes.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, yeah.
Because it was
that
just a, like
makes
a
sense.
bippity boppity thing, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was just like, hey, like they're letting me be in it, so it's like it can't be that, you know.
It cannot be that serious.
No, it
it's
can't
not
be that
good.
serious.
You're a performer, man.
Yeah, well, I am now. I'm back.
Have you ever seen you at Lip Sync Battle? You are a performer.
You mean last year's winner? Is that what you meant?
last year's winner?
Yeah, you going for
Double
guess-
win?
Oh.
Yeah, sure. We'll
I
open
wonder
it
if
up.
Big Red
Is it-
Journey.
Will you change the rules for
I'll
me?
change the rules for you, man.
No, he
I'm
won't.
so
this
back
is
in-
my year. You can't come. This is my year to shine.
I was just joking with my brother. He's like, you know, John's just gonna change the rules for you. I was like, no, John is like he's serious about not a lot of things, but he's definitely serious about lip sync battle.
Cut it, John, right now. Y'all choose rules for you, dude.
And I'm so glad we were recording. So great, I got it in the bag.
I'll say this: I'll put you in the voting.
I
if
do.
you win, then sure.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I say go for it.
Ryan,
Annie's
you
pissed.
made it to YouTube,
Yo-
buddy.
Oh, did I?
You know who's gonna be?
You
even
sure
more
did.
Pissed?
Oh, will
You have 206 views at the moment for this video.
Will you text that to me?
Wow, Ryan, you're famous.
You're
Finally.
famous.
So there's one YouTuber who goes to like all the parks. His YouTube name is Big Red Journeys. It's also on Instagram too.
He makes like theme park content.
He has like
Okay.
thousands and thousands of followers, and the one of this show has like it already has like 15,000 views.
Buddy, you made it. You made it on YouTube.
I made it.
You've always wanted to be on YouTube.
Oh, and they were in the front row. They were in the front row.
Oh, that's your outfit?
He looks like South Pacific.
Kara, this has 1,000 views. Is that the other one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send you this one.
Anyway,
thank you.
so as they're all on
Anyways.
their phones,
Yeah, so-
I have an update. There's no sound
there's
effect.
No drum
There's no
roll.
good sound
There's no drum
effect.
roll. I can hit you with this one.
Hey,
Guys, do you remember when we auditioned for Wheel of Fortune?
Yes.
I've got a second interview.
You're kidding.
I'm not. They emailed me yesterday.
No freaking way.
My interview's tomorrow.
You're kidding.
wow,
Oh my God.
that's crazy.
Annie, listen to me. Listen to me. Sweetheart,
crazy.
sweetheart, give me your
Don't
hands.
back out. Don't back
Give me your
out. Don't
hands.
back out.
You don't have to worry about Annie.
Do
She'll
it
go
for
all the
Tina.
way. She'll go
Do
all
it
the
for
way.
Tina.
Do it for me.
I
For me.
was like, oh, okay. Let me just read you the email.
Yes, please.
First of all,
Jeez. Okay, well,
Is there an
I
NDA? Is there?
Ryan,
Okay.
Ryan's gonna
Not
check
yet.
his
checking
email.
my emails. That's weird.
I almost texted
didn't
you
get one. That's
yesterday
weird.
when it happened, and I was like, I can't. I have to save it for the podcast.
Oh.
It says, "Hi there. I'm just following up on your previous interview for Wheel of Fortune. The producers would like to schedule you for another individual next step interview. This is an hour-long interview over Zoom where you will bring all of your energy, personality, and smiles. The more energy, the better." That is highlighted. After all, this is a game show, not a job interview. What would you like if you had what would you be like if you had a giant cup of coffee? That's what we're looking for.
Oh my God.
This is why I hate game shows. This right here.
Email's
They're
crazy.
trying to alter your personality.
Yeah. They're like Wednesday, May 29th or Thursday, May 30th. Please let
I
us know the top 2 slime songs.
I'm so
ASAP.
excited for you.
And then they send like a thing with it. And they're like, casting associate producer, Felicia. Guys,
Oh
Annie,
my God.
I knew you nailed it. I knew you nailed it.
it's when I
kinda had
stepped
my
in.
money
I'm a small
on the-
business
on
owner.
the- on the teacher couple on the right, but I guess you were good too.
Hey. This is in the minds of the people too.
Uh-huh.
They probably have so many guys right now that they need
They
more
need
girls to
hot
film.
girls.
Right now.
They need hot, young
They
That's why they.
women.
That's why they always say like Oh, you could literally hear from us in a year because of the demographic.
No way.
Or it's gonna be like a
sexy,
a special
attractive
show.
singles.
Oh, maybe
Or
it'll
it'll be a specialty
it'll be
show.
a specialty show where
About
it's like
weddings.
hot young singles on the wheel.
Not weddings. Hot young singles on the wheel. That's about 2,000 pounds, by the way, if you're wondering.
If you ever wondered how heavy that wheel is,
How much does the wheel weigh? What did I say?
how much does the wheel weigh? No, you
my
said
God.
how heavy is
How
the
heavy
wheel?
is the wheel? You maybe should have said how hard is it to spin the wheel. And that's what you're trying to say.
No,
right?
they
That's
wanted
what
to
I
know
was
the
trying to
weight.
say. No, I wanted to know
No, he
how
wanted
hard
to
it
know
was
if
to
it's
spin.
hard to spin.
Is the wheel hard to spin? But I thought that was going to get more laughs. In my head, I was like running the question. I was like,
Oh, you're trying to make it mature.
that one didn't land.
Trying
This
to make
says
it
it's
cool.
I was trying to make it
2,400
cool.
pounds, actually.
Oh.
Approximately 2,400 pounds.
Turns
Maggie
out
didn't know.
Maggie doesn't know.
Is it weird? I got nervous for you. I'm like, oh my God, Annie's going to be on the show.
I hope you're on
If
the
I make
show.
it past the second interview,
Annie,
The Zoom will not be an hour long.
good.
That's
you,
insane.
God.
you have to sell it. You have to get on this show for
Listen,
us.
Ryan, I'm gonna be so real. I thought about like, LOL, this is so funny. And then there's a moment I was like, do I want to do this? And then
Thank
I was like,
You have
for
to do
Ryan,
it.
I will.
You have to
For
do it.
Ryan,
Oh my
I
God.
will.
You can
have to
invite
take
us
it
to be
I'm
in the
gonna need
audience
to
for you.
distance.
scrub this podcast from my history.
Take everything down.
They're not going to.
everything down.
They'll love that. They'll be like, oh, you're a podcaster. Great.
I'm on a podcast
Cross-pollination.
about Wheel of Fortune.
It didn't say in the email to not say anything about it.
Wow.
Can I just say, I'm going to
Didn't say
remember
it.
this moment, the music playing in the background, and then you going, I got a second in it. It was so awesome.
And the funniest thing is I'm shocked that I'm glad it popped up in my email because I for sure was like, that's gonna get sent to spam.
I was just
Spam,
checking
yeah.
my spam
There's
folder.
no way. And because they're like, well, you can hear from us from anywhere from 2 weeks to a year.
Yeah.
When did you get it?
I got it yesterday.
Wait, wasn't Kara saying
sorry,
that
buddy.
they only decide on one
okay.
out of the whole group, which means Annie's the one
Normally,
that got it,
yes.
right? Okay.
But if you had like that whole day, you had
Ryan's
multiple
so
groups that were
crushed.
bad.
He's so crushed.
Okay, I kind of feel like we nailed it.
Yes.
I-
You guys did nail it.
You know what?
Hey,
that's on
think
them.
about the
No,
demographic.
John, I think we nailed it.
I
Is
know
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
do well.
Annie,
I know I didn't do well.
Annie, I think did okay.
I had my money on the guy at the end that
I
said,
think-
I'm here with my wife, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, that was crazy.
so good.
So guys, catch me on
Wow.
Wheel of Fortune.
Who knew we were going to have a follow up so quickly? That's
I
awesome.
know.
That was
I
last
think
week.
They love me.
I think they really like
I
me.
think they like me.
Dang. Well,
Ego.
You don't even know how to play that
ego,
show.
Boost it. Yeah, you're going to have to
Neither
start
do I.
watching
That's
Wheel of Fortune.
insane. You're gonna have to start watching
I know
it.
I promised a
and
Wheel
practicing.
of Fortune game, but I did download one. I just
During
haven't-
that
I
Zoom
haven't
meeting,
built
they
it
will
out
have
yet,
you
but I'm gonna
probably
build it
play.
out. I'm gonna build it out.
like a fake one.
We should probably watch a few episodes of the show for you.
Yeah.
We should go
Well,
to
now we have to
training.
prep you.
We have to prep you.
Training. Me running on a treadmill while answering Wheel of Fortune questions.
She really
I'd
has
be
to
like,
see the show.
What
No,
is
she really
Join
doesn't
my
know.
biscuits?
Nope.
We're gonna
wrong.
make a
That's
2,000
by the
pound
way,
That's Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
We're gonna
And
make
running? There's no running.
There's no
on the
running.
show.
There's
We're gonna
standing.
make
It was just stamina. It was stamina.
We're gonna
Yeah,
make a
don't need it.
2,000-pound replica wheel, and you're gonna spin that thing over and going.
And my, I'm gonna look
2,
like a
3.
14-year-old boy with one arm just jacked.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Kara after the flag show.
True.
Kara, what's the flag look like?
Double
is it a
flag.
big flag? Is it like
So-
this big?
bigger?
So
That's
Legos is a short stick
Okay.
Okay.
with a very big
Lego.
flag that says Lego
I'm talking
World
about the
Parade.
flag, not Ryan.
Now.
Is it a Lego on the flag?
It says Lego World Parade because we're the first ones to
Lame.
come out.
Lame.
Short stick,
We're
big
the
flag.
Short stick, big flag.
My nickname in high school.
SeaWorld's is long, heavy
You didn't have
stick.
the L in that.
Long, heavy stick
Okay, long heavy stick.
with long flag that kind of has like shreddies at the end, so it looks like it's like shreddy in the wind.
We have to end it. Folks, our Patreon is linked down below. We have to just end it because it was just a fake question for a fake podcast. For $4 a month, you can fund this absolute nonsense. Why anyone would want to do that, I don't know. But you get
Long, heavy
access to our
stick.
Patreon, get the post show. We're going to go back on the air for 15 more minutes. You're going to get that behind the scenes content.
Yes.
Ooh, I love this song, man. I'm just going to say it. Got a big summer ahead of us at the Hype House here. What was it? Podcast in space or
Podcast in space.
something like that?
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Bye.
That's it,
On the
folks.
couch as always, Kara Tafoya, Annie the Scuff Scuffman. I'm Ryan.
I'm Big Heavy Stick.
With shreddies on the end. We'll see you next week on What the Podcast.
Not even gonna say it.
Thank you.
Oh God.
That was crazy.
Kara, I want to say I really appreciate you telling me about it. I wanted to know about it.
I got posted by Adam the Coaster Lover.
Yeah.
The bad side.
That's not good.